Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Is your girl back again to another video. Another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Princess and I document about my life here in Poland. If you're a returning subscriber, hi, nice to see you. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for always coming back. And to the new subscribers, thank you for joining the family. Yay! So, I don't know why that yay, but anyway, that means I'm excited. Family members. So today we will be talking about rights of moms to be here in Poland. And so this channel is here to support you guys, here to show you how to navigate your life here in Poland. Most of us don't know what are our rights, what we are expected to do when we are pregnant, especially working moms. So if you're working, you have both permanent or not permanent contract, but you know you're pregnant and you're living here in Poland and you don't know what are your rights, what you can do, what you can say or not, please keep watching this video as I'm going to spill everything for you in this video. So if you want to know your right as mom to be here in Poland, keep watching. If you want to know for your wife or for your sister, you can also keep watching and you can also share this video to them. As always, if you're watching this video and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and let's dive into today's video. So, like I said, you have to know what you expect. I also didn't know these things when I was pregnant and I was actually doing some things that I was not supposed to do, doing some things or not asking for some things that I am entitled to from my employer because I don't know them. I don't know that I'm supposed to have this or do this. So the first thing that you as a pregnant woman cannot do here in Poland is to work overtime. Yes, you know there's some jobs that you have to work overtime, that it's demanding and you can't avoid having to work overtime. From the time you know you're pregnant, even though the pregnancy is 2 days old and doctor has confirmed that you are pregnant, you cannot work overtime. This is what I didn't know because before I found out I was pregnant, it took me like few months. So I was always sick and going to the hospital. Even when I found out, but I still didn't want to tell my employer that I'm pregnant until when I'm satisfied, I'm ready to tell them. I was going to hospital and taking some time off work. And when I go to hospital for my checkups, I stay for 2 or 3 hours and I'll come back trying to cover up those hours. Meanwhile, I wasn't supposed to even come back and do more work. If I'm supposed to work from 8 to 4, if it's 4 p.m., I'm supposed to finish work. I'm not supposed to come back and say, oh, I want to finish catch up and do extra hours to catch up my 8 hours of working hours. So this is what I didn't know, and I was just doing overtime to catch up until I had to tell my employer that I was pregnant, and I had to inform my manager, and she read my rights to me. Some managers, some HRs don't even know it. Some know it and just don't want to read your rights to you. So she told me, from now on, whenever you go to a hospital checkup, please, after that, you don't have to take extra hours to cover it up, because as a pregnant woman, you're not supposed to work extra hours. I was like, why am I just knowing that? Like, I have for the past 4 months I have been doing that, not even knowing I am doing the wrong thing. So now you know it. When you're pregnant, you're not expected to work extra hours. Number 2 is when you are with your employer, when let's just say that you have a contract with them and your contract ends, like it's ending today, and no, your contract ends today and you find out that you're pregnant tomorrow, you have the right to cancel that termination. Like if they have terminated you, you have the right to recall back your contract, telling them that you're pregnant, so they cannot cancel the contract. You have the right to keep working. So I'll read it for you. If a woman leaves work before discovering she is pregnant, she is entitled to cancel notice of termination. So if you're leaving your work and you realize that you're pregnant, that one I did not know. I didn't know that one. I'm just reading that one to know that one now. Another one is that if you have a contract, for example, you have a 6-month contract and your contract ends today and you're still pregnant and you're going to give birth, let's say in December, for example, you can still, your employer cannot terminate for a specific period of time, and you find out you are pregnant and your contract is about to end and you can inform your employer that you're pregnant, and your employer cannot dismiss you even though your contract has finished. They will let you stay on the job until you give birth. If you just give birth today, they can terminate the contract tomorrow. But for as long as you're still pregnant, you cannot be dismissed. The only way you can be dismissed is if it's a mass dismissal. For example, there's a redundancy and they need to lay off some people, or something is happening and they want, so that's the only way they can lay you off. But if the company is still okay and nothing is wrong, even though your contract with them expires or finishes, you cannot be laid off until you give birth. Do you know that? I'm sure you don't. So another one is that, let's assume that you are working and you already signed your contract that they're going to be paying you 6,000 zloty, and you're going to be working for 4 hours per day per day. So, and you're now pregnant, even though some things changes and your employer want to either increase your working time and decrease your salary, it cannot happen. So because you're pregnant, your employer cannot reduce your salary or change the working terms and conditions because you're pregnant. So because you're pregnant, these changes cannot affect you. Only, like I said, if there are redundancies and they need to lay off some people or do some other things. But if the company is fine, you are entitled to still stay with the same salary and the same working conditions. Do you know that? I'm sure you don't know it. The right that you have as a mom to be is, in case you know that pregnancy is something you cannot predict, just so that you're pregnant and you are sick, or you don't feel fine, your employer is entitled to give you a sick leave or allow you to reduce your working hours so that it will not affect you or the child, that this pregnancy or you have no risk associated to both of you. So let's say that you're working and you're sick and you are pregnant, your employer is entitled to give you a sick leave, and he or she can also reduce your working hours or improve your condition of working so that you can work in a conducive area that will not pose a threat to either you or to the baby. Just in case you're working now and your seat that you're sitting in that office is not good, just stand up and tell your manager, please, I need this chair to be seated. My baby's back is paining me. And this is also for people that work outside, like you are a field worker. So if you used to go to the field all the time, when you're pregnant, the employer has no right to oppose that you keep going for the outside to the field job. He or she can say, okay, since you're now pregnant, you can go and sit in the office and do the normal office things, but going to the field, they might not impose it on you to do so. If you want to do it, you're doing it on your free will, but you are not mandated. You are not obliged to do that if you are not fit to do it. But I feel like if you're fit to do things, just do it, because these people are paying, they're also making a lot of loss. So if you're fit to do all this, do them. But if you don't want, if you know that you're not fit, don't feel scared to ask to talk to your managers or your HR that you are not able to do those things anymore. Another right of mom to be is that you have the right to leave your work at any particular time to go for your hospital checkups, to do your blood tests, as long as your doctor has required you to do that. So if your doctor said, okay, you need to do your blood test, you have to do your eye test, you have to go to the dentist, all this hospital going and coming, you have the right to leave your work at any time. Inform your managers at this point in time. What I used to do is, like, I used to go to hospital every 2 weeks. Okay, no, I used to go every 1 month or something like that. If I go now and my doctor tells me you're coming back, for example, in June 10th or just, and now I put it in the calendar so that my manager will already know that on the 10th of June, Princess will be out of office from, let's say, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. So she already knows, so that all other people you're working with, we already know. Just put it in your calendar so that other people will not have issues that you're supposed to do something and you're not able, and the business suffers it. So we should also balance it. But it is your right to leave the work and go for your hospital checkup with no problem. Do you know that? And in case you are, or you also fall into the high risk pregnancy that you have to be on bed rest or you have to be on sick leave for a longer time, you are entitled to 270 days of sick leave. That is minus your maternity leave, that is minus your paternity leave. So if let's say that you're 3 months pregnant and you realize that you're very sick and your doctors advise you to stay in bed, or you're in the hospital for some checkups and you're admitted to the hospital, you can have 270 days and you can be paid your full salary. However, I also tell people, don't use this because you have all these rights doesn't mean you should make your employer suffer it, because if you are also an employer and somebody is using this against you and just you spending money and the person is not being productive, you also not finding fair. So if you know that you're really sick, you can actually take a sick leave and go rest and have your baby. And yeah, these are mom-to-be rights at your workplace. There are also rights that you have in the shops or in the tram or on the outsides. For example, you're at the shop, you want to buy something and you're about to pay and there's a lot of queue. You have a right as a pregnant mom to go to the counter, not following the queue, and just go. But you have to be nice, because there's some people, they're old people, some people don't even care. You have to be, please, can I go? Most people at most times will tell you, please go, please go, please go. You can go, pay off. You don't have to line up and just leave. Or if you're sitting on, if you're in the tram, on the bus, if you're pregnant, you can sit. Someone can actually stand up for you, which didn't happen. Not most times it didn't happen to me, because those old women would still want me to stand up, but I didn't stand up. So yeah, you also have the right to see, because you know when you're in the bus, when you see old people, you stand up for them. But you think you're pregnant and you can't stand it, then you don't have to stand up. You also have the right to also choose your doctors, the type of doctor you want to take care of you during your antenatal, like going for your checkup, your gynecologist. You have the right to choose the hospital that you want to give birth in. You have the right to choose the type of midwife that you want, if you can pay extra and things like that. You also have the right to choose the type of birth you want, natural birth, cesarean sections, all these type of things. You have the right to do it. You also have the right to choose if you will need an epidural or not. So guys, these are the rights you have here in Poland as a mom-to-be that will enable you to throughout your pregnancy journeys. And if you're pregnant and you're if you're pregnant and you're watching this video, I pray that God gives you the strength that you need, and don't worry, you are going to be a mom soon. As always guys, this is the end of this video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit up the notification so that whenever I upload, you will be the first to know. You can share this video to other moms that you know that are foreigners here that do not know what is expected of them. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. This is